Hello, everybody. Welcome back to UKSG GREEN 2025. We're raising money for Crisis. We've got Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles here with you. Howlin' Mad Mike, I'm going to throw right over to you as to get this thing kicked off. Take it away.
Excellent, excellent. Well, firstly, I've just heard a little whisper through the grapevine. Hello, GDQ. Thank you for the raid. Much appreciated from our friends across the pond, as we would say. We are playing Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles, not Ninja Turtles, because Ninja was a no-no word.
We're not American.
No, but Ninja was a no-no word for about 20 years here, because we actually banned the whole ninja ethos. We had a massive ninja ban, and for various reasons, we don't get the cool nunchuck scene in the Bruce Lee's Fist of Death. We didn't get any of it. But anyway, joining me is...
Hello there, folks. My name is TinyTim78. I'm delighted to be here for a little bit of retro action on the Atari ST.
And next to him we have...
I'm Darksocks. I'm always happy when those two fight.
And yes, we have established that the Atari ST is the superior system because...
there we go.
I gave Tim a good thrashing at Lotus.
Mike beat me at Lotus, yeah.
But we are just going to get into this. Unfortunately, this is almost a direct port of the NES version, because that's the one that everyone knows for this game. It's the NES version. Even I had it. It was bundled in with my NES back in 1980. I'd prefer not to remember. But this is the Atari ST version. Spot the difference. You will spot it pretty quickly. I'm going to start the audio. Now, this game has 2 audio tracks throughout the whole game. Enjoy. And if tech is ready, we can go in... Well, actually, it's a bit vague, actually. So I will just tell you when to go, because it has to load. We have a floppy... So we are ready to go in 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Good luck. Ooh, look at that scrolling.
Look at those frames.
This is silky smooth like butter, and it doesn't matter anyway. The eye can't see over 2 frames per second anyway.
Not these. Oh, this is brilliant.
So, some accommodations already. The Atari ST only had 1 fire button, so... And we're already on our first mini-boss. I can never remember if this is... I know it's Bebop and Rocksteady, but I can't remember who is who.
I think that's Bebop.
I think you may be right.
The other one's Rocksteady.
One major issue with the Atari ST version of this game is that you do not take anywhere near as much damage. So pretty much the entire game is just one big war of attrition when it comes to the boss fights. We dodged this, sir, but as you'll see, for anyone familiar with the NES version, it is actually somewhat vaguely similar. I won't say exactly. We grab a little bit of pizza there because, turtles and pizza. And silky... as you say, you've got to love that scrolling.
I know, it's brilliant, isn't it?
It's just gorgeous.
Can I ask a question?
You certainly can.
Now, to ruin the magic, this is not currently run on original console, but an emulation.
Was that a question?
The question is coming out. Sorry. The question is the... Well, the smoothness of the game the same on original console?
Yes. And I do actually have original console and this
I
on
do
original
not doubt that one.
Yeah, I have to comment. I've seen this game, obviously NES version. I'm quite familiar with. I have also played the ZX Spectrum version and the Amiga version. And I'm sorry, Mike, but the ZX Spectrum version is probably superior to this in terms of movement. It's not in colours, it isn't. But
no, of course not.
Right, I was doing a little glitch there where if I can hit either Bebop or Rocksteady, because we haven't determined who that was, behind us he's walking away. He will continue walking away. I take less damage. We have a very anemic-looking April
she
O'Neil
doesn't
there.
look very well. She really doesn't look very well.
And we are on to stage 2. And yes, there is, although it's not
loading.
stage 2, there is
Decompacting.
decompressing and all. Yeah, it's wonderful. This somehow all fitted on one single floppy disk. Oh, there we go. I wasn't finding the door then. Right, one bad thing as well. Up isn't just jump, it is going through doors. So if you just try to immediately jump there, you would just keep exiting and entering the room. We have another war of attrition here with a gentleman with a chainsaw. He is in the NES version. The NES version was really weird. It was more based on the comic book than the actual cartoon that was obviously massively popular in the early 90s.
Don't bring your fists to a chainsaw fight?
We brought a sai, which is basically like a little
then.
3-pronged pokey thing.
Yeah, that'll defeat it. Chainsaw.
Right, we sometimes I ignore that pizza, but I haven't had lunch yet.
Safety's good, yeah.
But as you can already see, one massive flaw in this game is you really do not take enough damage in this compared to the NES version. So you can just completely just tank through everything. We have another mandatory fight here with Chainsaw Man Mark II. I will switch Turtle as my health gets hopefully very low, but not dead low. So and this game does have something of a. I may even get through. Right. Yeah, it's. I was actually taking a lot less. I have more health than I expect. Right,
Wow.
and he died there. That's
Nice.
very, very helpful. And we go up here. We do not need to go the long way round. Fortunately, we can just jump up, and jumping is completely broken in this game. And we are off to the somewhat infamous
Damn level, yeah.
Unfortunately, it's just the exact same music. And it is just that same. To tell a lie, actually, I think I said that there were only 2 songs in this game. You actually do get a third one when you beat the game. But it is just 2 songs looped from start to finish. And in terms of the actual layout, once again, the DAM is pretty similar. I didn't have to, like... I played the NES game a lot, so I didn't actually have to learn all that much to get the ST version of this down.
I love that swimming animation.
Yes, as I said, it's glorious, 2 frames. But as I said, in terms of what the NES, the Atari, I mean, technically this is where it gets a little awkward because the Atari ST was a 16-bit system, technically.
Yes.
And the NES version was just massively better. But I don't mind saying that the NES is better than the Atari ST. It's when it comes to the Amiga I have a problem.
Well, I'm going to be difficult here and say, from my experience of playing the Amiga version, I think the Amiga version is definitely superior to this.
I would probably not argue on that. It would not
rare.
be wise to argue on that one. But the only actual part of this level that gets a little different from the NES version is the very end. And I think, if I remember rightly, you have 2 less of these bombs to defuse. But instead of going to the right in this version, we go to the left. And that horrible section in the NES version with all the stinging weeds or whatever, yeah, that's a lot nicer in this one as well. But all going well, we'll get the OK. There we go. We don't have the cutscene with Shredder's hand coming through the TV, unfortunately. Limitations meant we could not have cutscenes full stop in this game. But we are on to the next level. We are decompacting.
Hard at work.
Please wait.
Right, and here we have the Turtlemobile. Now, in the manual, it says, I'm going to take a brief moment here, to press enter to enter the Turtlemobile. The thing is, it does not mean enter as in return. It means enter as in enter on the numerical pad. So that took me a solid 10 minutes to figure out when I first played this. But we immediately just get it just to have it a bit closer. And we are going to go through this little section here. And all we want from this room are the rockets for the... is it called the Turtlemobile or is it called the Party Wagon? I can't remember. It's been a while. But we just need the rockets to get through the barriers in this section. It gives you way more rockets than you actually need. I think in the NES version you needed 2 rocket pickups, or you could maybe do it exactly with 1. In this one it gives you 30, I think, so which is more than a 20. So there you go, so that's more than enough. At this point we're going to do some very sluggish menuing, and yes, the menuing in this is horrible, to just get a bit of health recycling. So I'm going to... Actually, I'm going to get it with Michelangelo, actually, because Raphael...
Just because he has the same name as you.
Yeah, well, why not indeed? Well, right. And now...
I really think April needs some of that pizza.
And now we're going to swap back to Leonardo, who's going to just about grab the full pizza, and we're going to exit the game. Now, in terms of actual speedrunning, I do actually steal a lot of the strats from the NES version for this. I was aware of the NES run before I started playing this, and as such, I've been able to not necessarily use, but modify. Leonardo, why are you not going through the door? Thank you.
Yeah, there we go.
Right, Turtlemobile time. We swapped our rockets, and now we can just head straight to the end part of this section with the absolutely horrible jumping area in the sewers. But we have like a hot 30 seconds here, Woofs. I know I'm just leaping on you, and I'm going to patter a little just so you can scramble to find something. But if you would like to read something, you've got a solid like 30 seconds here.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, love to read. I'll get I'll get everybody up to date on our current incentives. So the next game coming up is Spider-Man, and we do have an incentive out here to choose the costume for Spider-Man. Right now it is a close race. Everything's within 5 pounds of each other. So you've got an option of Scarlet Spidey, classic Spider-Man or a Ben Reilly alternative costume. So it should be pretty good. Get your donations in whilst you can. Of course, good to shout out Crisis, who we are raising money for. So all of the donations, big or small, going towards a great cause. And yeah, your donations, just be sure to add the incentive in there when you send it in, can change the next run dramatically.
Awesome. Thank you very much. And I will say, if anyone donates, let's say £1,000, I will kill this run.
I have to say, I'm just loving the face tank everything strategy. It's absolutely fantastic.
It makes the speedrun so nice. I mean, the only I do obviously have to do some health management, but that's purely for speedrunning / tactical reasons. Right, we use him, and we're into the sewer section here. Again, you'll notice that a lot of the enemies are familiar from the NES version, although unlike the NES version, there is no RNG as to which enemies you get when you enter a room. You just get what you get in this version. And here we are in the sewers. Why it gives you rockets, by the way, when you've already got to where you need to get is anyone's idea. Right, sewers. The jumping in here is bad. So bad that I am actually going to take things safe. Because like the NES version, you get 3 different heights for your jump. You get a short jump, a big jump, and a medium jump. And unlike the NES version where you actually have a button that controls that, in this version it's how long I press up on the cursor. So I am actually really happy I've just got through that room without, because if you fall in despite being a turtle, if you fall in the water you die there. So
yeah. Gravity was being a bit suspect.
So quite possibly Teenage Mutant Hero Tortoises if they can't swim. But we again just have a little section here where we just tank. You'll notice a bit of a theme as well. A lot of the rooms are actually mirrored. I suspect that was to save data on the actual disc. Because this room is mirrored, and you will see some rooms recycled as we get later into the game. We get another full pizza because Leonardo is just awesome. He is undoubtedly in this game the second greatest turtle after Donatello. And yes, Donatello is the best turtle in this, like the NES version. Right, boss fight time. We have the what was in the NES version a 2-stage fight. In this one, we don't bother with the clone and we just get straight to the robot. He has a very, very predictable pattern. I'm going to try and 2-cycle him. It gets a little creative as he jumps up in the air because, as I said, would you believe the controls on this are not silky smooth. Come back, sir. Oh, no, it's going to be a 3, unfortunately.
Yeah, he's being a bit difficult.
I'm not even going to bother jumping. And there we go. That is the end of the level. Splinter comes down, points his finger at a very unwell helicopter. And we are on to the next stage. More decompacting. This is where health management gets... This is where the difficulty does increase slightly. It gets less generous with health. And but it doesn't matter still because you do not take much damage at all in this game. The ladders are weird in this game as well. Sometimes you can climb on them, but it is a lot easier just to jump on them and just keep jumping up them. It's a very odd mechanic.
The jump is very floaty.
Yes, and as we will see very shortly, just how broken the jump is in this game. Because a lot of you may recall, actually, we're getting there right now, so I can start talking about it now. You may recall in the original game, you need to get a grappling hook to jump over a roof section. I don't have a grappling hook, despite the fact that if you look in the bottom right, you can see the little icon for the grappling hook there. Fortunately, whoever programmed this game didn't do a very good job, because the jump is so broken that I can just completely glide over it. So,
nice.
Grappling hook not needed. We'll just do it again. Oop. No, it's not even mildly in doubt. There is another health up there. I'm not going to take it. I'm feeling pretty good with my health at this point.
Had enough pizza for now.
Enough pizza just for the moment. And as you can see, this is actually a repeat of the start of the level. And this is what I'm talking about, that I think to save data, they just started recycling a few assets for these longer levels, which makes absolute sense. I didn't even notice until the second playthrough. Please, by the way, do not stare at the background of these levels. When you're scrolling these, it gets worse in the Technodrome, by the way. It's just very painful on the eye. I think it is the actual... the background itself is scrolling rather than you as the character. Right, we have the... section here with where I completely forgot where I was supposed to go for a second there, so just pretend that's some kind of massive manipulation of RNG. Yes. Right, we're going to get a power-up here, the Super Turtle. This puts us in a spinning ball where we can just destroy everything. That is in the NES version. this is the only time in this run I will actually pick it up, just because it's convenient for health management getting through here and for making these jumps. We have a chainsaw chap down there who's been just relegated to trash. And again, a very, very painful background on the eye. If you just concentrate on the turtle, don't look at the background. Nice, always nice when you can grab the top of the ladder there. Right, again, more recycled assets, but this is looking good. I was partly terrified before I've submitted this that I could actually remember the route here, because this area of the game, like the NES version, is intended to be a bit of a maze/labyrinth.
I'll admit never getting past like the first couple of screens on the Spectrum version. I hated this game because I would just spend my time running around on the overworld screen because I wouldn't know where the heck we're supposed to be going.
Right, we've picked up the Ninja Stars there, which is the one and only weapon upgrade we have. Again, you take so little damage that it's easier and faster for me just to
run in the spikes.
Walk in the spikes. We will use the... I've got to be a little careful here because the helicopter does spawn, and if it touches you, it's the only thing in the game that really does mince your health. But he didn't turn up there. We have a section here. It is somewhat quicker if you can stay on the platforms. It's a lot more consistent just to go the long way. I'm still concerned that the helicopter hasn't turned up yet. Oh, there he is. A helicopter, whatever.
Is that a helicopter?
It is supposed to be a helicopter, I think. But,
fair enough, fair enough.
We pick up another health there. And we go for it. Oh, yeah. See how much of my health that just ate there. I had nearly full health there.
Yeah, you just ate a pizza.
He stole nearly 2 bars, but that's fine. It's all good. And again, we're just going to walk in the in the stuff on the floor.
Mega Man, eat your heart out.
I think in the original game it was actually lava, and I don't know if just due to some technical limitations I've just had to make it just like pistons in this or something. We're going to make that jump. Ooh, that's nice. I very rarely make that jump. We have a full pizza pickup here, so this is what I'm saying. It's really way too generous on health, if I'm being honest. I'm going to ignore that one because there is another one later in the game. All I need to do is just climb up that ladder enough just to touch the top. We don't have screen wraps. That's one thing that this version doesn't have, or at least I have not yet bothered to bother investigating. But we don't have because towards the latter stages in the NES version, you can do screen wraps that make it a lot faster. If you can do that in this, I have not bothered. We have the crushing pillars of death here. They're not actually that hard to afford. And at least one improvement with the ST version, they didn't even bother with the pizza of the troll pizza that you can't pick up. So you can just
How much health do these walls take away if you hit them?
Very little. It's instant. I think it is instant death in the NES version, or you take a lot of damage in this. Yeah, nothing. Right, next boss time. It is Mauser. Mauser, I'm trying a reasonably new strategy at the moment of actually trying to hit him because. With my weapon rather than we used to try and use the Ninja Stars or the Shurikens, whatever they are. The tears or whatever the green blobs are he pitches at, really do take off a lot of health. So I am very legitimately trying to avoid touching them as much as I can. I may even have to try and bait a slightly different pattern. It's all good though for reasons. Oh my word, I'm taking a lot more damage here than I want. Oh, Leonardo, what are you doing? Right, Raphael's nearly dead. Michelangelo, you are our last and final hope. Not really, but the run will be very much different if I lose a turtle here. Fortunately, Michelangelo has a lot of health. But I'm going to actually start using the Ninja Star / Shurikens, whatever you... I think they are Ninja Stars.
Hero Stars.
Yes.
Why did the boss's health go back up?
It didn't. That's Michelangelo, but it does get confusing.
Okay. I was looking at the meters and like,
Yeah, I've confused them at the beginning.
But at least Mauser dead. Unfortunately, very much easier on the NES version. I said it's just those tears. It's really weird just how... get away from me, helicopter. Or whatever you are. Dragonfly. With
everything's helicopter.
Right, here we have where I have stolen one of the strats from the NES version. Because you, if you're aware of the NES version, the Technodrome is randomly located in one of, I think, 3 locations, or it may be 4 in the NES version. The Atari ST version goes a bit simpler. It's just the last place you look. It has 3 locations, and it's always in the last place you look. So, so what I'm going to do, like the NES version, to save time, as soon as I have found the door that doesn't work, I'm going to switch to a turtle who is very unwell and sacrifice them.
No.
Sacrifice them on the ultra speedrunning. So there we go. We see we have absolutely no chance with the door there. We'll use Leonardo. All
So
I have
essentially
to
a
do
death warp.
is touch something, absolutely a death warp. I just have to be careful not to select Raphael next, or I come back in with a turtle who also can die instantly. Right, so location 1, no good. Not
We're going to do another death warp with the next one.
Yes.
Ooh.
It's
But
this-
then we're down to 2.
This is where if I lost a turtle, the run would be a bit more sensible.
Challenging,
I see.
I would have to be a bit more tactful about what I was doing. But this is actually so far going. It's going.
Don't jinx it.
So we're going to do exactly the same thing. In fairness, the first Technodrome isn't too much of a time loss if you do have to backtrack. It's the second one, really. It's this one here. It's just a lot more screens. And
Do you have to make it all the way to the door?
Yes,
Okay.
unfortunately so. Although saying that, I have not tested that 100%. Only one other person ran this game before me, and in their notes on speedrun.com, they basically just said, I'm never playing this game again. Right, so there we go. Goodbye, Raphael. You were.
So it was actually quite good that you brought them down to this low health during the boss fight.
Yes, absolutely.
It was just planning ahead.
Absolutely. Right. Michelangelo has about half health, which is very good. As long as I don't have to use Donatello before the final boss fight, final level, sorry, it's usually a sign that the run is going well. And again, in the NES version, these enemies are really, really bad on your health. This is really where the difficulty gets.
This is a rough game on
Yeah.
the NES version.
But it gets, for reasons I can't understand. They want you to beat this version. Possibly because it didn't really have a good load system, but then again, neither did the NES. Always have to remember to jump here. Sometimes it's hard to tell what's background and foreground. But yes, there's a neat little trick you can do in the NES version on ladders where you can kind of screen wrap to the screen above. Right, we are up on the Technodrome. In the NES version, this approaches rather slowly and anonymously. In the Atari ST version, it just tears left to right across the screen. But there are some neat tricks. I didn't get a hit on him there. We are going to try. I'm just going to wait for him to disappear. We can get a somewhat neat trick on the ST version where when he exits the screen to the left and comes back from the right, I can sometimes, if I time it right, get two shuriken hits for the price of one. If he moves backwards with it, it does a lot more damage. It's very, very difficult to do, but it always does save quite a lot of time. Otherwise, I would just go for cheap and free shots from the front. Let's see if I can get one. No, still haven't got one yet. And I'm careful not to waste... it's why I didn't really want to use them on Mauser, because they do make this fight a lot more safer. Let's see if we can get one here. Now, see, the idea is that as the eye moves backwards off the screen, it'll run itself into the
Shuriken, yeah.
into the shuriken. But this is going fine. It's just not going particularly quickly, but... Oh, no. One more hit or to do it. We've got to wait for it to come back, I'm afraid. But
Of course. He has to demonstrate in its full glory that it's going to explode.
So, that is it. We have defeated the Technodrome. We are now inside it. Scaling might be a bit of a question mark, but...
That Technodrome looks a little squished compared to what I remember.
And what we are going to do here is we are just going to use Michelangelo until he gets dangerously low on health. There's only one boss fight left. It's just Splinter. Not Shredder, sorry, not Splinter. We don't even get like the morphing scene of Splinter bizarrely turning human for reasons they never explain. But now you've exceeded my skills, I can finally become human again. It's like, what? Unlike the NES version, scrolls are not a thing in this game, so there's no of them like spacemen with the laser suits or anything. This is quite straightforward. If anything, this is probably the only part in the game where it really does deviate quite strongly from the NES version.
I see what you mean about the background as well.
Yeah, it is so painful. You cannot concentrate on the background. It is just too painful to watch. I don't even know how they've done the scrolling, but I don't like it, sir. Right, can I hit that? Yep, because the further I can get Michelangelo in. Not that this is in any... I do not wish to jinx anything, but at this point we are reasonably, all going well, fairly safe. So I'm going to swap to Donatello here, because Donatello is by far and away the best turtle, because like the NES version, just because he has the longest weapon, it's purely a case of range. But I will... There's more than enough health remaining through the rest of this level to... there's a pizza up there. You can't actually get it. They actually clipped it into the wall. So 11 out of 10 job there, developers. We fall down here. So we have to go down, down, down all the way through this section. Some left and some right turns. But as long as we're going down, we're heading in the right direction. Again, this is supposed to be a bit of a maze. But as long as you're going downwards, you're not going wrong. Again, recycled from the very opening section of the game. Again, a horrible background to stare at.
Yeah.
It just... Ooh. It's weird, actually. Yeah, it's... I don't even know how it's done. But it's not pleasant. We have another like Super Turtle thing there. You cannot actually drop down with that. So if you pick that up, it is just pure time loss and it achieves absolutely nothing. We have another pizza here that we will grab just because it's convenient to pick up on the way. Oh no, spikes. No, we can just stand. So we can just stand in them.
Yeah, Mega Man's jealous about that.
Yeah, yeah.
Another absolutely horrendous background.
Oh, yeah. That was really bad.
We are getting close to the end, though, Tech. We're probably about 2 minutes away if you just want to get yourself ready. We have these rockets that just slowly follow us across the screen as well. It's just weird. It is actually. Don't want to sound too harsh on this game. It is actually quite fun, and if you are familiar with the NES version, it feels like a very solid attempt. It just kind of feels like somebody not paid very well made an attempt at doing it. Somebody that had a set budget and a set amount of time and did not succeed either.
Ah, that reminds me of another game that had a set budget and a... Well, they hadn't... No, never mind. Let's not go into that one just now. Right,
we're coming up on the Shredder boss fight. Like the NES version, there is a cheese. It's a cheese strategy. It's slightly different, but it does at least make the fight somewhat convenient. That's why we use Donatello at the end. His long range just makes this really a formality. So here he is, Shredder. He fires rings at us. He occasionally waves his claw at us. As long as I just stand up here and just like poke him with my stick, eventually he will die. And this is literally just the entirety of the boss fight. He tries to get me, but sorry, his AI just is not sophisticated enough to figure out how to get back up here. So it will be time as soon as Shredder dies, which... come back, Shredder. Come back. All is forgiven.
He's jugging you.
I think I'm maybe slightly too close to the right, but this will be time.
Time.
GG.
And this is your reward for beating the game. So you have defeated Shredder, and so actually I should let Tim do this.
Yes,
He's the narrator. Come on, Tim.
You have defeated Shredder and saved the world. Thanks to you, Splinter can turn back into human form. Thanks for your help. Let's celebrate with a pizza. Cowabunga! The adventure of the Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles is concluded. Totally tubular, dude.
Yeah.
Very, very of its time. But yeah, that is Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles on the Atari ST. Do I recommend it? No, not really. just play the NES version. May be harder, but it's a lot more pleasant. But yeah, I'm not going to ramble because we're running out of time. I'm Howling Mad Mike. That is. Don't bother looking for me on Twitch. You'll never. I stream so infrequently that you'll never find me. Shocks, Tim, would you like to say anything?
That was fun. Do go look for him on Twitch. He's awesome.
Thank you very much indeed. Again, Mike, really, really great run.
Thank you.
Really enjoyed. So thank you again.
So thank you for the commentary. And yeah, I am on Twitch, but you know, I work away from home a lot, so I don't keep a very, very tight schedule. But I do have my friends. Crazy Yo is in my chat all the time, and Chocks comes along, and Tim comes along, and everyone always manages to find me in there occasionally. So well done to you. You get a gold star. But back to you, the Wolves.
Thanks very much, Mike. That was a great run. My eyes are still adjusting a little bit from all of the backgrounds, but we'll get there. If my eyes are correct, we have Spider-Man coming up next, which is really exciting. And if you want to change the costume, we're about to close that incentive, so get your donations in whilst you can. But for now, we'll throw to a break. Thanks very much.